joining us today. I figured the more voices, the better, so
I'll stay fun.
So I don't can't get anymore. Wasn't there another like Jake from some other store? He was just like this. He got famous because he was like just a checkout guy, but he was crazy hot.
That one I don't know, but I do know that the Jake from State Farm has went from a. There's been two of them. Well, so it's like I don't even look like the first one.
I don't look like the second one either.
Yeah, I meant the second one. I look closer to the first one. But it's like, what happened to that guy? Just erased him.
Welcome to Chat with the Chair. Basically, I just wanted to make sure I made myself available because when you staff, sometimes you can try to mingle out there, try and talk to people, get feedback, and just answer any questions they have. And like the second they're halfway through their question, it's like, I have to go, bye. So I wanted to make sure I was available here, whether it's just a social question like, hey, how you doing, Des? You know, or if you have questions about the event, what it's like to staff, anything at all, that's what we're here for. So anyone have a question to get us kicking off?
How are you, Des?
Well, I'm doing well. I got to the convention a day later than I was supposed to because my work asked me to interview for a promotion on Thursday morning when I was supposed to go on vacation on Wednesday morning. So instead of getting here lunchtime Wednesday, I got here dinner time Thursday. So that was fun.
I don't know if that's congrats or I'm surprised.
I think it went well. We'll find out when I get back and if they ask me to go to the second round of interviews, which I'm hoping they will. I think I did really well, but yeah, I was like, oh good, more stress right before weekend of stress. Thank you.
No. It was really great for us too, and it's it messages the staff. By the way, I won't be there the first day. Like what?
Well, I'll be there first day of con, just not first day of pre-con.
Well, that's first day of con for staffers.
Oh, yeah. Day -2.
Yeah, day -2.
But furries aren't stressful.
Get out.
I'm going to drink my coffee good self.
Yeah. I forgot my coffee.
I mean, compared
No,
to
my
others,
coffee is coffee.
compared
It is.
to others,
It is a delicious French roast with a splash of hazelnut and some Splenda and French vanilla cream.
Oh, that's actually my jam.
And a splash of rum.
No, not at 9 a.m.
Yeah, not at 9 a.m.
Maybe at 10 p.m.
I left my Syrian coffee from Gabe in the room, so
Ooh.
I'm gonna Jones for that for a little bit.
I might grab some of that later. We'll let this kick in first. We'll let this brew for a bit
There you go.
before I go to the other brew.
yeah, whatever.
So how are you guys doing this morning? Yeah, that answered it. That answered it right there.
Is everyone actually awake? What's awake?
Yeah.
What's sleep?
Awake is that thing where someone has passed away and you go and tell everyone the story.
I 2 weeks ago. Gotcha.
I am very awake at IFC. What died? My hopes and dreams. Any questions? Anything you want to chat about?
The buffet is beautiful, by the way.
Is it? I can't wait to enjoy it myself. I came down hoping, okay, I have time for breakfast before the panel. And nope. So hopefully after panel I can.
Oh yeah, we passed you in the hall. We're like, he doesn't have time to eat.
No, I was just like, I'm just going to grab a plate, wolf it down, and then still like, no.
Should have brought a plate with you.
Well, any problem with
Yeah, have plates up here. We're all eating.
Problem with that, like I can have like sips of my coffee real quick, but you know, to properly eat, I would have to completely demask, and I'm not doing that in con space. Out in the restaurant, that's an expected thing, but here, you know, it's like, okay, I'm gonna here.
Yeah.
caffeine?
Let me tell you, it was a really tough decision too. Like I work in healthcare.
Yep.
I wear these all day.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to come to the con where I'm going to get to wear these even longer. So instead of wearing them for 8 hours a day, I'm going to be wearing them for 20 hours a day.
If you do that, you're breaking the 6-2-1. You can't do that, dude.
16 hours a day.
Perfect.
But, I mean, it was the right decision, so I mean, especially with, everything was going like this, and we're like, oh yeah, maybe we can demask. Oh, that's the infection rate in Marion County, huh? Nope.
Yeah.
So,
Literally 2 weeks ago, we were like, yay, we don't have to wear masks. And then the Twitter post, hey guys, due to everything going on, we're going back to wearing masks.
Because I was kind of, so I'm the operations director, and I was kind of in charge of monitoring the health situation, that's constantly monitoring, and I actually have, literal on-call direct contact with the health director of Marion County, and I would call her, if not every day, every other day, because I have a job too. And I know it was very frustrating for our guests. We anticipated that it was going to be very frustrating for our guests, but we attempted to, anytime we sent an announcement for you guys that, hey, conditions are continuously changing. We tried to word that even when we said there's going to be no masks, like, hey, things could change, so be aware of that. And I know it's super frustrating, but we're trying to look at your best interest, and we also know how it's like. We're wearing masks too. Des said he worked in the health care field. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Do you need some cup?
I do, and it's sitting in my
In previous years, I would offer you a sip. But
Nope.
not right now.
No, I worked at a pharmaceutical company right when this big C hit, and
I'm sorry.
So like a year, and we were licensed to make things. So I'd wear masks at work all the time before this all happened, and now just like I'd wear it if it was warm. So I kind of feel how our guests are. It's like, oh, it kind of sucks to do this, but we're trying to look out for the best of everybody. We want everybody to have a good time, but also everybody be safe. And I know it's super frustrating. I know reading that when you saw that, crud, but
It didn't affect me. I didn't wear a mask either way.
there you go. That's awesome.
What is the total number? I know you can only give a percentage right now, but what are we expecting for visitors this convention?
Like in terms of attendees, what our numbers are?
Attendees. I can't think of the word, sorry.
You're forgiven. It's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
We're really intrigued to see what today does, because based on our numbers right now, we are pretty much on track to be the same as 2019.
Okay.
That could be a little less, we could be a little more, but planning for this event, we were like, we'll probably get about 1,000 people. Because we were what, 1,400 in 2019, 14 something?
Yeah.
We're like, there's going to be some people that are like, it's been a long time since cons, I'm going to go. And there's going to be people that are like, I don't think it's safe enough yet, I'm going to wait for a little bit longer. So we cautiously looked at it and went, let's plan for about 400 less than normal, about 1,000 people. We had 1,000 people pre-regged for the convention.
You cannot.
And we went, oh, well, at least we know we're on budget. So, yeah.
You're not playing for that post-pandemic boom of people just wanting to go, even if they have all safety measures, just wanting to get out.
I mean, it's this whole weekend, I to be blunt with you, I am so excited and nervous every minute I'm here. I'm like, it's great, it's wonderful. I'm actually interacting with people. I have broken down, hugging people I haven't seen that, in 2 years, that it's like, oh my God, I know we've talked on Telegram, but holy shit, I'm actually here, face to face with you. And at the same time, it's like, there are over 1,000 people in a tiny crowded space, and we're all doing panels. Well, I'm doing panels. So, I mean, it's exciting, but there's still that degree of, so what's going to happen a week after con? So, but I mean, that's been true in the past too, where, it's like, who was patient zero for con crud this year?
Well,
So,
not only con credit, the COVID and then the Delta strain too.
well, that's the thing, is that was previous years. Now it's like, we got, especially when, we saw Delta was coming up here, and then they were like, hey, so there's this new variant that we haven't named yet, and I'm like, okay, the last thing we need is unnamed variant. It's like, this is the variant, the variant that shall not be named. That's very, very moderate. Let's not create our own this weekend, shall we? Thank you.
Yeah.
How do you rise the persona virus?
But, yeah, dealing with all that, putting together an event with all the stipulations and requirements and necessities from the health department and the CDC. This was the most intriguing year of IFC from a planning stage, and a lot of that is on this guy. He came up with all of our standards and practices. Well, his team came up with all the standards and practices. The cleaning, that's why we're doing like every second hour, every panel gets shut down to clean because we're doing this as safely as we can. So.
I disinfected this room last night myself.
Thank you.
Ah, that fresh Jake smell.
Bird rubber.
I'm going to assume you're talking about racing.
You're free to assume what you want.
Don't know what they say about assuming. Eh.
And being your job, it could be a lot of things.
We're assuming nothing's on fire right now. Assuming.
I have no pings on my phone yet.
Don't jinx it though.
That's why you add the yet.
Yeah.
Because that's why you don't say the Q word until you get home from con.
Yeah.
Not after closing ceremonies. When you get home from con. Quack told that story at Con Horse Races. Like somebody said that when they were in the parking lot after leaving con. It was like, oh no, no.
Well, actually, it was really funny because I didn't learn that lesson yet, and I was ops assistant here, 2018, and at the time, ops and security were in the same room, and I had my little table. I'm like, man, it's been really good. Things are going well. It's been pretty. I'm not gonna say it. That word, no joke. I said that. Dorsile, like, dude, like, what did you just say? And then, man, fire alarm goes off. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I got the glare. I got the glare.
Was that the same one with Kage?
Yeah.
It was literally the same alarm. Did you? Was anyone here for that?
Yes.
It was just like, well, what if the?
Yeah. So Dorsai went to go tell Kage that I had said that, and Kage gave me the glare for the rest of the. So every time he come to us, he'd be like, "Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning." And you.
So it's a combination of the two of you.
Yes.
Did you ever find out why it was zip tied shut?
I didn't even know about anything being zip tied. I'm assuming that we did afterwards. But I don't even remember what room I was in or what room that was in. So, but yeah, there shouldn't have been anything zip tied anywhere. Well, in convention space. I know you people.
You know us quite well.
Maybe not that well, but
So a con-related question.
sure.
What positions are really needed for volunteers at this time? Like not like this con, but like next con. Which are some of the positions that are like understaffed or that you need more people?
We're always looking for people in operations. We're always looking for people in registration. Programming is always looking for people. I don't know the specifics of programming. I'm sure it's to help run run the rooms like AV. So if you have any experience with that, that'd be them right now. They might have other positions, but I don't know. Operations, a lot of it is basically making sure everything is running, making sure that the signs are up, making sure doors are open, making sure anything that is set to happen is ready to happen. Registration obviously is, checking IDs, using the badge printers. I mean, I know there's oodles of spots, and we're always looking to open new positions too. If it's like, hey, I'm interested in volunteering. This is my skill set. This is my experience. This is what I'm good at. We might go, hey, what would be great is if we had a staff position to handle X, rather than having these 3 random people all kind of help with it. So, if you have any experience volunteering, or if you have any just real life experience that's like, hey, this might help in staffing, always happy to hear that and go, how can we make this help the con run smoother? So we're always happy to take any individual's unique skill set and try to modify that. to run the convention better.
In fact, we have a new position of basically HR, chief of staff. His name's Storm Griffin. He is super awesome, and he has it's morning, so for lack of a better term, but application, so to speak. And what it does, it's really geared to help you explain your experience level and your best qualities and your experience, what you're good at. And he could suggest places to put you in where staff is needed with your best skill sets. That's the word I was looking for, skill sets. So if you have a particular skill set and it kind of like lines up with needs, like he has got a really good system that kind of deploys people really well for that. So if you think about doing that, you can always contact our chief of staff, Storm Griffin, for next year. Sure.
Any other questions?
Whoa, slow down.
If you literally just want to talk casually, like, yeah, what did you think of the latest episode of, it could be intense,
What do you think of the movie?
Oh, the movie?
The movie.
Was it the movie or that movie?
The movie.
The movie was much better than that movie because the movie was more streamlined, and that movie was, it had that whole extra letter, so it just felt bloated. I thought the actor/actress that was in the lead role was fantastic, and the plot moved along at a decent pace. It had a questionable number of center screen wipes, so that was a thing.
Well, that went exactly where I was hoping it would.
The movie that afterwards, while everyone down in the main lobby was drink, somebody was thanking every single piece of
I have no idea what you're talking about. I will thank you to not remind me of my thanking incident.
It's one of my favorite parts to watch on YouTube.
That part wasn't on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well,
the story
the
time
story
was.
is,
No, that's true.
there's enough versions of that, especially with the cinematographer here in the room. Hi, YouTube.
Hi, Mom.
How's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. It's been like 2 years. What's up? Are you hitting that like button? You smashing that like button? You utterly destroying that like button?
Stop to do with the camera.
Click. That's what I want from you. I want you to subscribe. Yeah. Subscribe, damn it. See you later.
Are we sure that's not rum in your coffee?
I am stealing that, and I'm using that for the intro of my YouTube channel.
I need that for the intro of my YouTube channel. I need a YouTube channel.
I don't understand why YouTube, for whatever reason, so many people say they lose subscribers, like just on a whim.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what that all means.
I think it looks at activity and it goes, we think these subscribers are bots, and they just get rid of them. They don't actually investigate it. They don't actually look into it. They just go, our algorithm says these are probably bots.
It looks at like general watch activity versus subscriber activity. So if it shows an account that pops up, and within like 15 minutes, it's subscribed to 1,500 channels, and then after a month, it's only watched 2 minutes of content. It's like, yeah.
Well, I know, I want to say, I think it was Majira had a huge issue with this where they got demonetized for a while because they had all these suspicious bot activities, like, oh, you're creating bots to increase your follower count. He's like, no, this is a problem. I've emailed you about it. Like, please fix this. I don't want them following me. So, YouTube, the people running behind the scenes have some, I mean, I get it. There's literally like billions of videos on YouTube. So it's hard to go, hey, Gary, Bill, watch all the videos that came in today. I don't know how you're going to manage to do that unless you have like 80 screens each all watching at the same time.
Even then, it won't work. You need wall full of screens.
What a job, though.
But it's like, I get that it's a difficult way that they have to figure that out, but like, you'd think they would err on the side of the creator and not against the side of the creator, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of the site, is to have these videos out there. I mean, that's why they created it. Now they're like, oh yeah, so we don't like you anymore.
One of
All
my-
about the money.
One of my favorite content creators on YouTube is, he started out doing cover songs, and that's great and all, and he still likes doing them, but he started producing his own, like, original content, but the YouTube algorithm would not direct anybody to his content, so he had to start, like, at the beginning of all of his cover songs, say, hey, if you're interested in my music, here's my original stuff, YouTube will not show you this.
It's so weird. I don't comprehend how that site works anymore. You know?
They keep changing the algorithm.
I miss 2008 YouTube.
I agree.
Give me Liam Kelly. Give me Rick Rolling.
Chocolate Rain.
Shoot. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot.
It's a really fun place to visit, though.
Oh my god, YouTube.
They have when you walk in their lobby, they have a counter that shows what's being uploaded in real time, and they actually have they have a number of what videos are being deleted for the day. It's like that barely moves, and the other one just looks like a cartoon ticker. It's hilarious.
Well, if you're really popular on YouTube, you get a liaison who you can call directly.
Yep. Oh, I know. I take a YouTube class.
There's a class.
Oh, you took a class.
No, it's I do work with Lamborghini, and Lamborghini is trying to actually learn how the internet works. So we went to a YouTube space, and we went to one of their offices.
Huh.
So when do you think there will be an actual degree in YouTubing? Like an associate in tube?
Already. And I mean, U of M has a class in it, like legit.
No, I mean a full-on degree.
You gonna play scroll?
I can see it happen pretty soon. Like I can see internet, like specific, like social media production as a degree. It's literally around.
Oh,
the
I'm sure
corner.
social media, I'm just
Well,
like
that-
specifically like, you know.
I'd say in the decade.
You take like 20 courses over the course of 2 years and get an associate's in tubing, you know?
Man, I want that degree. It's just it says tubing.
So,
I see it around the corner. I really do see it around the corner.
Yeah.
so for IFC, how much is coverage being done across media platforms? Like,
We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. We have a fur affinity that was dormant for like 5 years, and then we tried to bring it back this year, but all the people currently running social media are like, what's the FA? I'm like, dear God, am I that old? The FA shouldn't be that unknown. But they're more like modern social media versus like, well, FA isn't really a social media site, it's a, you know, more of a place to
Gathering.
gather and do things that we shall not speak of on YouTube.
you know,
But
I just definitely, after IFC will want some place to, view the videos and upload photos and stuff like that. I mean, for crying out loud, that was the biggest audience I was ever in front of for as long as I know.
really,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait till the
Midwest
JFD.
Fur Fest.
Yeah.
Woo! There's probably over 1,000 people in the audience at Midwest Fur Fest. Actually, Anthrocon, well, no, they don't put it in main events at Anthrocon, or do they? Charity, whose line wasn't on main stage at Anthrocon.
Charity is for sure.
And I think there was 2,000 people in the main event circuit for that. Yeah, so like, we have some decent sized rooms here. Oh my God, there's conventions out there, like 5, 6, 7 times the size of our main events room. Like, oh my goodness. When we got Liberty Hall, I was like, we can fit a tank in there. And then you go look at like main events in like MFF or AC, and it's like you could fit a battalion of tanks in here. Man, like in the game of what is it with the countries?
Access of power.
Risk.
So risk there.
It's like his risk. It's like, you got all these tanks coming. He's like, you got like this one like. I'm gonna
Trebuchet.
stop you.
I'm old enough First thing we said,
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
They have that on handheld now, the OG, like Mac 2 or 1.
They're redoing Carmen Sandiego. And I don't know how I feel about that.
What are they redoing?
Yeah, they redo Carmen Sandiego like every 2 years.
Oh.
Well, the one thing I'm really intrigued about is Legends of the Hidden Temple is coming back.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes, and they have the same guy voicing the, was it Olmec?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yep.
Oh, I'm like, oh my god, this was my jam growing up.
I think I did see some episodes on it, that the war episodes that have already aired.
I have not actually watched it yet. I'll have to go and see if it, because I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when, so.
I need to watch it.
Silver monkeys.
Climb into the silver tar pit. Make your way over to, like, seriously, if there was a way to make that happen at a convention,
I'm not doing that
like a
paperwork.
multi-stage with ladders and climbing into the different, like, I would love to figure that out. It would be impossible, but I would love to find a way to figure it out.
That is an insurance nightmare.
Welcome to the room.
Oh god. Do you have a bouncy castle? No, but we have an entire game show set from the 1990s. We've imported the Legends of the Hidden Temple set. I don't know how to mark that on the insurance.
well, you already know how to drive vehicles through a hotel.
You can be insured for racing Ferraris inside the hotel. That's the thing. It's like, yes, we want to have these Ferraris in the hotel. Okay, well, it costs, this much. Wow, it seems like a lot. Well, I mean, I'm sure you're going to damage the floors from, cornering and everything.
It's inside, right?
Cornering?
Yes.
When the vehicles are going around corners in the hotel, do you think we're racing? No, we are pushing them in and letting them sit to be on display and everyone to see. Oh, takes a 0 off the end. Thank you.
It's only $1,000 to race a Ferrari.
Apparently it's only $1,000 to race Ferraris inside a hotel.
I mean, if any of the attendees even were to touch them, we would probably kick them out.
I mean, they were very respectful. People really treated them well.
Yeah, the red car was mine. So yeah, they're actually super.
But I dressed as Magnum PI.
That is true. That was super cool. That was super cool.
And then of course, AV got a hold of that picture and made me Magnum Kawaii.
Yes, that was great.
The big anime eyes. Whee!
I love that so much. That was a good time.
Oh, there's been so many good times.
People actually were pretty cool.
11 conventions. 11 conventions, can you believe it?
It means fun, or that this is...
That this convention has been here. This is the 11th time IFC's run. 2010 was our first year. So this is technically our 12th year, but our 11th convention because of IFC Live last year, which was, an online event, not a convention. So, but
Yeah.
it's hard to believe sometimes you go from this 300-ish person event at the Hilton, which is now a parking lot, and then a couple years there, move over to the Sheraton, a couple years there, and we've been here the longest. We've been here since 2015. So it's
Well, so far I'm definitely going to come back next year.
Oh, well, thank you so
I'm
much.
totally impressed.
That means a lot. Thank you.
I'm gonna say this right now. And obviously, I'm gonna try to remember anything you guys tell me here. Feedback@indyfurcon.com. Anything you liked, anything you didn't like, anything you're like, well, this was okay, but I think it would be better if. Anything, any feedback you have, that all gets gone over by all of the senior staff. And if anything's department specific, then that whole department goes over it. So we need that information. That's what helps us thrive and evolve and become better every year. So feedback@indyfurcon.com. Send us that. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the event. We won't see it probably till Monday. But then, next week we start looking and go, oh, so how many feedback emails came in? 1.
Yeah.
And then the day later, 500. Oh, people finally email.
Once they get home, unpack, unwind.
Exactly. Yeah.
But,
Sober up.
But if you have that on your phone, and you're like, oh, you know what? Just drop us that email. If you're like, hey, I see that, this is how this room is running, and I think, this isn't really the best way to run it. Send us that. I mean, don't don't be afraid. Don't hold back.
Yeah.
Be honest, because held back criticism, held back comments, they don't give us the true information we need. Be blunt. If you want to curse them, no, don't curse us out.
Yeah, please don't.
Keep it PG.
Yeah.
But be as critical as you need to be. Like, that's how we see how important that is to you. Is like, this is, whether it's fantastic, this was amazing, or this was awful. We need that information.
I can't stress that enough, like, because, we actually do, like, sit there and if we see, like, even just one, it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of a certain issue. We see one, we may read that and go, we never thought that was a problem. And then some people even give us, like, alternatives. We may not use it, but it's nice to, like, hey, this is a problem. In the email, they'll say, this is a problem. Can you guys maybe try this? And we'll sit there and go, oh, wow, we didn't know there's a problem. Hey, that might be a good idea. And we bounce the idea better, and we might even come up with something even better because we didn't even know it was a problem or even a thing. So, like, it really goes far. Some of the best things you guys enjoy around here are because of the feedback we've got.
So that's where we would suggest like indoor Mario Kart racing.
I'm leaving that to him. I'm for it. I'm not
Suggest anything you want. You can suggest IFC on the moon. Doesn't mean that it's
I'm getting Elon's number right now.
IFC on ice.
Hey, insurance, what would it cost to flood the entire hotel and then freeze the water? We're doing them a favor. They want the carpets replaced, so, it's just going to be easy for them to just, rip it out in one solid chunk.
And then to make it even more fun, we're going to put RC Mario Kart cars on the ice as well.
I wasn't talking RC.
It's funny, though, like the idea of fursuiters on ice, like, all I can think of is our previous guest, same year as Adamus, BC Breakaway, for our Canadian year, actually is like the mascot of a hockey team in Canada.
Yep.
And he arranges events where furries will come out, and you see all the furries, in two teams skating on the ice in the hockey rink, and it's hilarious. There's videos of that up on YouTube. I forget the name of the team.
I forget the name, the Canadian, I forget the name of the
Is
team.
that a tiger, that mascot?
He's BC Breakaway. I don't know. I know his normal suit is a zebra, like a zebra referee. But his actual mascot for the event, I don't recall. I want to say it might be a lion. I think it's a lion. Maybe the Kings or something, because I think there's a crown on it. But I could be wrong. But yeah, I know. His normal suit is a zebra, and so he's, the black and white stripes. But then he's also wearing like a referee outfit as well. So I'm like, wow, you're just taking this to a whole new level there. Pardon me.
So are you allowed to be suiting this weekend?
I did not bring my suits with me. I thought about it, and I'm like, as much as I want to, as much as I haven't done it in 2 years, I just don't think I'm ready for that yet. I think I need to ease my way back in. So if I'm going to suit, it's going to be at an event that I'm not also running around staffing all weekend long, because for me, it's very draining. Like, you put on that, I even just have a partial, but still, it just feels that heat and that heaviness of wearing it. It's great, it's fun, but it's very taxing. So I don't really have a lot of energy to spare. Hence,
Indiana.
especially, let's not, ignore the elephant in the room. It's August in Indiana. It is not cool outside. So if I was going to go back to suiting, probably like MFF, where I can walk outside and say, oh good, it's snowing.
So I saw a bunch of fursuiters outside, like, in the area yesterday. I'm like, oh, that's all regret.
Sorry, real quick.
Maybe we'll get another hypothermia kitty.
Panel will listen at 10.
Meeting one?
A message from Pattern. So, it's like, you sent me a voicemail. I don't know what it's going to say on that voicemail, so I'll wait till after the fact. It could be, hey, we just wanted to let you know everything's great. Or it could be, please come now.
The rabbits have taken over the room.
They're rabbit. Attack of the killer rabbits.
Oh boy. That's
You see
Throw
this,
them in
this
with kale.
tiny little sloth crawling on someone's arm, and he's like,
This got graphic real quick.
Wait,
It's just like Monty Python.
Fine.
I mean,
oh, the killer rabbits in Monty Python. Love Monty Python.
we will soon inherit you all.
That was one of my favorite themes at Motor City. They had the Holy Growler instead of the Holy Grail because they're known for beer in their sponsors lounge. So, you know, they were giving out these big, giant glass growlers that you could go and fill with cider in the sponsors lounge. So, but well, the artwork for that was amazing. Anything else? Anything? Literally any topic. PG. Literally any topic.
So this happens to be my first furry event.
Oh.
I'm having a great time so far. I was a little bit nervous because I have several high-risk friends, but the second I saw that these wristbands were announced, I was overjoyed and extremely appreciative. Who came up with that idea and how did they come up with it?
So I actually saw another event. I came up with the idea for these, and I know they suspended them temporarily yesterday afternoon because people started having some allergic reactions to them. So I'm going to follow up with them this morning to see if there are any more reports, because I'd like them to go back out again, even if people are hanging them from lanyards or something. But I saw another event had them, and it was like a big like. I can't think of the name of the event, but they had them, and they had something a little similar, but not quite what we have on ours. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I could just buy those and have them. And they're like, yeah, you can buy our proprietary bands for $10 a wristband. And I'm like, yeah, $10 for one of those. We are non-for-profit, so no. So I just was like, okay, well, let's see how we can modify it to us. I'm like, yeah, I like the idea of the, and honestly, the first thing that came to mind was, yes, the red, yellow, green. Stop, I'm not ready yet, keep your distance. Yellow, approach with caution, come on up, say hi, we'll see how it goes. Green, I'm ready to socialize! And I thought that would work really well. Then someone pointed out to me after I ordered them, red-green color blindness is the most common form of color blindness. Oh. So people don't know if they're looking at a red or green wristband. And I was like, well, oops. So if we bring them back next year, I think we're going to alter the color scheme so that can be differentiated for anyone that has that issue. But that was the concept was, everyone is different. Everyone's in a different space right now. So even though we're all here together, we might not be here together on the same page. So it's like for people who want to show, I'm here, but I still want to distance a little bit, that's the red. If it's like, come on up, we'll talk, but I'm not going to give you a hug, and that's the yellow. And green, I would have a suggestion for the green, but we're on YouTube. So if you see me in the hallway later and you want to know the after dark answer for what I think people are going to do with the green wristband, but you're furries, you'll figure it out.
I think we already know.
Just like a fursuit, that does not mean consent.
Exactly.
I think it was funny when I was pre-regging or in the reg line, you're like, what's your level of comfort with being touched? I'm like, I want hugs. And he looked at me for a moment like he didn't understand. He's like, I want hugs. And he handed me the green one real slow, like I'm like, that's it, yep. I've had one hug, okay? One.
Here's one other suggestion possibly for next time, because you have like that little thing that attaches on here. Go that option too.
Yeah, I mean, that's, we'd already had all the artwork and everything designed, but yeah, we could have had wristbands, we could have had, just simple, squares that hang off. I mean, I know that there's even dealers that were coming up with similar ideas where they have, custom tag, like Mary's certified tags, but a little different, where it's like, I'm ready to socialize. I am not, So it's really cool to see how the community took everything that's happened in the last 18 months and made ways to find us to be comfortable with it. Like the dealers making like the face masks with like actual faces, like the animal, you know, like the big old tongue coming out like, you know, that kind of unique stuff is like, man, that's really cool to see how, you know, some people are adjusting like that.
I will say this, when it comes to pandemic, that's one thing you can't doubt is that it brings out the autistic in everyone with autistic ability. It brings out their creativity, no matter what field you're in.
Sorry, 1 second. Oh my goodness. My allergy med has not kicked in yet.
Now on YouTube.
Now what do you do? Make sure to take that and blow that sound effect up.
Put a little fire.
Seriously, it's when my allergies get bad, I can sound like a Canadian moose. It's just like a whole herd of them coming through the room. What was that? Guys, it's allergies.
I feel that pain.
Oh, you forgot to say.
I still can't believe my dad did that once. We were up in Alaska visiting his brother, and a sow moose and her calf was literally on the other side of a row of trees. And he works with bulls and cattle, so he thought, oh, I got this.
Oh no.
He literally went probably from me to you, maybe a little bit closer before those eyes on that sow started rolling. And he stopped, he got a picture, perfect picture of both the mother and the young, and then backed off. But meanwhile, me and his brother in the car are like, oh, he's going to get trampled.
Unless you hit that A button at the right time, just dodge. Come on, have the good reflex. Like when a moose sets their sight on you, they excel. They're like a cheetah, but a tank cheetah. It's crazy. It's like, it's crazy. Like I've seen some videos where like this guy's just video. Oh look, this is cool. It's you know, those things are. I want to say there's a guy passed a moose on the highway because the moose was galloping along, and you could see the moose was taller than the car. It's just like, well, that's interesting. They're just running down the highway in the lane. Like, did the moose sign up for the express pass? What's going on? Moose, you cannot be in the commuting lane. There is only one person in your vehicle, you. You must have two people riding you to be in the commuting lane.
And then the moose decides, oh, I'm going to race this strange creature.
Now, if there was a moose going down the highway with a squirrel riding on its back, that would be glorious. Moose and squirrel.
Does it drop down for that?
You're not wrong. No.
But you're not wrong, but you're also not right.
Do I have to be right?
Basically, you can literally talk about anything in this fan, and there is a drop down.
Yes.
I love FA, but oh my god, FA.
It's a dark place.
It's been really fun. My mom used to come with me to some conventions way back in the early 2000s and stuff, and she's like, I can't go to an antique store and look at like those little figurine porcelain things the same way again. You done to me.
Precious moments.
Yeah, right. The little animal congress manual collect little things, and every time it's funny. Every time I sometimes we'll visit, and she's like, we're at a local antique place, and I'll go with her, and she sees that shelf of little porcelain animals, and she looks at me, and I'm like, what? Whoa.
Now what we need is a bunch of them. Can you imagine if they were like furry Hummels? Like all people's personas? That would be amazing. That would be terrible.
I seem to remember at FWA, I want to say it was like 3 years ago, there was a guy in the dealer's den who had brought like a machine, and you could stand on it, and it would take a copy of you and print out a figurine of your character, and I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah, they had that at MFF too down at the zoo.
I saw
they set
that.
it down there.
It was so expensive.
It was expensive, but it was really like. Can you imagine having like you hop into a fursuit and your character is literally like 3D printed in front of you? Like that's amazing. But that'd be cool. I'd love to have something like that here, but I have to.
Well, like if we ever do like a Dungeons and Dragons thing, that'd be real cool.
I don't think we have that in the next couple of years, but I already know what next year's theme is. We're working on the year after right now, so you never know. Maybe 2023. It will, and that's another thing. If you have guests that you want to see, if you have themes that you'd like to see, feedback at IndieFurCon.com. Tell us, because that's if we don't have any feedback, we create the theme ourselves. We're like, I don't know, Canadian invasion, whatever.
That's kind of how.
That's kind of how that happens.
Dennis, your chair. You're Canadian.
I actually have a pretty cool suggestion because after the pandemic, while the pandemic's still going on, I think it could be possible to make a VR chat theme convention. Like
Reverse it.
Yeah.
Do you have people walking around with their goggles all over the place and smacking into each other? I like this idea.
Or a mirror on every single wall, like, or in various rooms, just like.
No one communicating to each other. They're all just holding the camera like this, and just, Hey, Des, how's it going? All right. So dope. This is really cool.
That is intriguing. I don't know how we would pull it off, but that is intriguing.
I see the nightmare, but I'm in.
I don't know. We'll just hire Fur and we'll let him do it.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
How much would insurance be for all those mirrors?
I don't know if you can insure luck. What? So what happened at IFC this year? 1,047 years of bad luck. That's what happened at IFC this year.
It's 7 years per year, right?
Yes.
I can't do the math right now, but that's a lot of years, I think.
Well, if you imagine every one of these like rectangular blocks was a mirror in the entire hotel, yeah, I could see that many mirrors. How did they break the ones on the ceiling? Don't ask.
There's someone still attached to one.
Is someone still stuck to a mirror? No. If you get stuck to a mirror, that's just weird.
Do you know how much Windex I'd have to have for my team?
I wouldn't even be angry. I'd just be like confused. How did you get stuck to a mirror?
Oh,
The less you ask, the better.
Sometimes that is a very true thing.
be like one of those crystal foxes from the new Star Wars movies.
One of the what from these, sir?
Those like little foxes that were like glass or like crystal or whatever.
Oh yeah,
They're adorable.
I know exactly which one you're talking about too. The number 367, the 7th movie.
I did enjoy those. Those were fun.
What a movie franchise. We have to sit there and like, wait, which one? The fifth?
The 5th was actually the 7th.
Yeah.
Unless you don't include these ones, and then it's actually the 12th.
I don't want to do math.
Now, did they
It's too
make the
early.
last 3 Star Wars canon finally? Because I've heard that Spielberg said that they were not.
They are because Disney bought out Star
Why
Wars,
would Spielberg have it?
and so Disney made it so
Or George Lucas.
everything Disney did is considered canon for Star Wars now, while everything else is out the door.
So, and that brings up a lot of controversy when you consider how vast the expanded universe was for Star Wars books.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the books.
A
I
lot
had
of
a
things
whole
were
bunch of
angry.
those. I read so many of those. They were really good.
Well, the Death Trooper was really cool, which was basically Dead Space but in Star Wars.
Well, 5 minutes left, and then I have to head to operations.
Behold your new water feature.
The only water features that we want are those supplied by the hotel to re-nourish our hydraulic systems.
Are they turning back on the fountain next year?
I certainly hope so. Because I missed, it was just such a glorious shot. Like, I have so many photographs with the fountain on. But,
And ascorbic acid bath will take the
combine corrosion and deposits right off those coins so that you cash them in too.
Maybe they could literally just pump acid through the fountain. So you know what? We know the moisture droplet thing is an issue, so just replace the water with, say, acetic acid. Just vinegar. It's a vinegar fountain. And I suggested that, but they were very sour about it.
There'll still be somebody playing.
I got a cool little tiny short story about that. I fly plane. I used to fly cargo, and I had this charter one time where these guys rented some flights around South Florida, and they're like describing what their equipment is. I'm like, okay, they're like small on-site cement mixer. I'm like, okay, whatever. Scuba gear. Oh, okay. And there was plumbing cutting tools, and then there was like underwater plasma cutters. Like, bank heist is going on here. and then 4 individuals, and I found out there's a guy. He's based in Las Vegas that goes around the world, and he does collect coins for like those hotels and all those places that have those big cons and zoos and all that. He collects. He has a job where he has a team that goes and collects those, and they thousands of pounds of coins, and then they use those mixers, and they have a solution that cleans that stuff off, and then it's usually they get paid a little bit for doing the service, and then whoever has those kind of stuff, it gets through whatever charity service those people who have the fountains or whatever the coins are. They choose a charity that they want that money to go to, and it goes to that. And I was like, but when I saw that itinerary, I was like, what am I getting involved in? I don't know if I want to be involved.
What underground compound
Exactly.
do you think we're breaking into?
And they're like one guy had an eye patch, I was like, this is Escape from New York. Like, they were really sketchy looking guys. They were cool afterwards. I was just like, this is really weird. I don't know if I would be involved.
Well, that equipment to be Escape from Atlantis.
Yeah, right? So every time I see a coin like in a fountain, I always think like, somebody trenches this up eventually. Cool, I'm out there.
All right, yeah.
I got back to operations. Thanks, Nathan, guys.
Any questions, and then I have to go back to work. Lame. Yay to help enjoy your fun.
You sound so amused.
I have one question. What do you do with all the artwork after the con, like those cardboard stands?
It depends on the particular artwork. Like with the standees, I want to say the staff who made them took them home last year. I don't know about the year before, but I know last year somebody actually, the staff who actually coordinated brought them home, I believe. If it's just like the art that's up on the walls, like, there's none back here behind me, but like, it just depends on which signage it is. Like, there's some signage that just, it gets rolled up, it gets put into storage, it gets brought out next year. If it's the one-time use ones, I believe we keep some copies for the archives, because we keep a record of pretty much everything we printed, everything we did for the storage unit. And if there's excess, we either put them out. If anyone wants to bring them home, they can. If we don't, then there's probably in the recycling.
Sometimes they go to charity auction.
Sometimes they'll go to charity auction. Like I said, it depends on the signage. So, but yeah, there's charity auction. There's some interesting items. I don't know, for those of you who are familiar with Golden Wolf, he has done some more of his wonderful photoshops. And I make a gorgeous woman. That's all I'm going to say. I am gorgeous in that two-piece swimsuit.
I have to find him and ask him about this.
You will be, technically if you're here tomorrow, the charity auction is late morning. I want to say it's like 11 or something.
Charity auction is at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
in main event.
And I don't think they're on display because usually we don't. If you go and ask maybe Hatter in the charity room, he might show you. It's like, hey, here's posters. But usually we like to unveil them at the ceremony, specifically because of other individuals who are in these posters, just to get the expression on their face when they see what they have been shopped into. which I still can't believe that this is a thing that took off, but wow, people love to see me or Alkali or Kage, just like the, he did one for Motor City when they had a magical themed convention. I was all 3 of the kids from Harry Potter.
I saw that post.
I make a great Weasley. Ron. I make a great Ron. The guy looked fantastic with that ginger hair. It was great. Alkali was amazing as Snape. Like, he looked like Snape. Kage as, who was the mean female teacher from like
McGonagall?
Hmm?
Is that McGonagall?
No, McGonagall's the cool one. The one that made him right into his hand.
Umbridge.
Umbridge. Yeah, Kage as Umbridge was interesting. Boozy as Mad Eye Moody was spot on.
Yes.
You know, he goes really into depth with some of these things. It's like, you have way too much time on your hands, but it's for charity, so yay. All right, I think I'm at time. I am. Unfortunately, I have to wrap things up now because I have some things I have to take care of at 10 o'clock. Thank you for coming out, hanging out with me, socializing. Like I said, feedback at IndieFurCon.com. Anything you have, any suggestions, ideas, comments, concerns, toss that to us. You know, again, it's not something we will probably see over the weekend, but after the weekend, and once this has shut down, we can go, all right, let's look at how we did and how we can do better next year. So, all right, I better get going. Thank you, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Bye, good luck, and I
Are you
hope you
good
get
for house
breakfast.
tour? Are you good for house tour?
Sure.
Thanks for doing this.
Not a problem.
Silver Gato Man, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gato Man, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gato Man, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.